Hello and welcome to Route 6 of the Across London Visual Marathon. This is a short route which just goes from the Tower of London all the way to London Bridge, which you can see behind me. It's a fantastic route. These are two of the most important and ancient buildings in London that has helped secure its future and its history. I'm Philip Carey from stridingcities.com, and I will be showing you what the route looks like for the runner's perspective, and I'll also be giving you a guided tour of the sites you can see along the way, talk about its history and give you some indications of places you might want to visit when you have more time. These videos are here so you can have fun on a run when you're in London and you get to know the places before you even type your laces. Enjoy it. It's the first part of the City of London collection, which will take you all the way to central London. And the route starts at Tower Hill, goes by the side of the Tower of London, then along past Customs House, Old Billingsgate Market, and then up onto London Bridge and finishing at the Shard by London Bridge Station. We start facing the Tower of London with the old Roman wall on our left-hand side, and we head towards Trinity Gardens, passing the viewing platform with the large sundial on our left-hand side. We're going to go round the corner and head towards Trinity House, which is the official lighthouse authority that provides navigational aids such as light vessels, buoys and marine communication, covering the jurisdiction of England, Wales, Channel Islands and even Gibraltar, and has been here since 1796. The next building is Four Seasons Hotel, which is the formal headquarters of the Port of London Authority, which looked after the river safety in the tidal stretch of the Thames and was there to promote river trade. We're going to cross over the road and head towards the Tower of London. This is officially called His Majesty's Royal Palace and Fortress of the Tower of London and was founded in 1066 as part of the Norman Conquest. The deep moat, which you can see on the left-hand side, was created by Edward I in 1270 to keep the attackers from a distance and stop them undermining the curtain wall. It is now a flower garden which you can visit. We're going to head up to All Hallows Church by the Tower, which also means All Saints, and is the oldest church in the City of London and was founded by the Abbey of Barking in 1675, 300 years before the Tower of London. And there is an arch in there from the Saxon church that can still be seen today. It survived the Great Fire of London, but not the World War II bombing, and was rebuilt in 1957. But John Quincy Adams, the 6th President of the United States, was married here in All Hallows Church in 1797. We turn left onto Thames Street, which is the longest street in the City of London and stretches from Tower Hill to Blackfriars. And on our right is a pub called the Hung, Drawn and Quartered, which was rather a vicious way of executing our traitors, which sometimes took place at Tower Hill. Next building we see in front of us is Customs House, which dates from 1819. There has been a customs house next to the river since the 14th century. That was about 100 yards to the east of here, by the river. But this was built because of the increased river traffic and the Napoleonic Wars, which meant we had to collect more duty from the ships. And Her Majesty's Revenue and Customers had this building until 2021 for that purpose. When we get to the Riverside, we can go across in front of Customs House, and you can see it is a very grand building. And inside there is a 180-foot long room with views looking across the river, and it is 3 stories high, which is one of the largest of the London livery companies. And now that Her Majesty's Revenue and Customers are not using this is going to be turned into a hotel, but this public room and some others will be still open to the public for us to view and for exhibitions to be held. But it may mean that this part of the route will need to be changed depending on what building work happens. But in the meantime, there's plenty of places to look around and see the building coming up in front of us, which is Old Billingsgate Market. And this was originally a general market with things like coal, iron, salt, pottery, but it became a designated fish market in 1699. This building was built by Sir Horace Jones in 1872, who also built the Tower Bridge as well as Leadenhall Market. The fish market moved from here in 1982 to Canary Wharf, but we understand this is going to be moved again sometime in the future. The blue building is called the Northern and Shell Building and became the headquarters of Richard Desmond,
Northern Shell Media Empire Group, which had publications such as the Daily Express. The building on our right-hand side is being renovated, but it should be completed in mid-2026. But what you can't see on the right-hand side is St Magnus the Martyr Church, which has been here since the 12th century, and the front of the church used to be right at the side of Old London Bridge. And as you can see, the newer ones were moved 100 yards further along. It didn't survive the Fire of London in 1666 and was rebuilt by Christopher Wren, and there was in fact a model of Old London Bridge inside. When we get to these new modern stairs, which was built in 2016 to replace the rather dingy one, we get some great views of London Bridge as well as Tower Bridge and the Shard. And as we get to the top of the stairs, you'll see there's a building in front of us, and this is Fishmongers' Hall, which is the headquarters of the Worshipful Company of Fishmongers, which is a guild for fish and seafood sellers in the city, and has been here since 1272, but this is the fourth hall. There has been a bridge here since the Romans arrived in AD 44, but the original Old London Bridge was built in 1209 and lasted until 1831. By the 1400s, it had over 200 houses built along its length, and at its entrance had the heads of those executed put on spikes for those to see. So it was the first Facebook and social media of its time. The current bridge dates from 1973, and the previous London Bridge was taken stone by stone and rebuilt in Lake Havasu, the city of Arizona, and is well worth a visit if you're in that area. On our left-hand side is number 1 London Bridge, which was built in 1988 and has stairs which take you along the Queen's Wharf with some great views of the City of London. As we get to the end, we can see our end destination, which is the Shard, and it will take us into London Bridge Station, which is the oldest station in London, which was built in 1836. And today it is one of the busiest stations, having been renovated and upgraded many times. The latest took place in 2018, and based on its new design, it can take 30% more trains. But it's a great station to visit with lots of shopping facilities inside. As we pass the bus station on our right, you'll see the Shard come into view. This is the UK's tallest building, standing at 310 metres, just over 1,000 feet tall. And it was designed by the renowned architect Renzo Piano, who had inspirations from the railway line and the church's spires. And the name Shard resembles the shard of glass and the fact that the glass changes colour based on the weather. And it takes us to the end at London Bridge Station. And this shows you all the routes within the City of London collection. This being the first one, Route 6, and the next route, Route 7, takes you on a circular tour back to the Tower of London before heading off to Covent Garden in central London. And you're free to choose any routes along the whole of the Across London Visual Marathon, which goes from the Thames Barrier all the way to Hyde Park Corner. And here we are at the end of Route 6 of the Across London Visual Marathon. We've just been across the other side of the river from the Tower Bridge, and we're going to end up at London Bridge Station just behind us. And this is a wonderful route, and I hope you did enjoy it. 3 things to bear in mind: always subscribe, because then you get the latest information of what we are doing in London. And when you do decide to do the route for real, please use the detail guides below, because that will give you all the navigation information so you don't get lost, but it'll also give you a lot of information that you can come back to and remember what a great time you've had. And finally, just keep exploring. London's never boring, and you'll always find something new and interesting to remember.